I think, it's obviously very, very topical at the moment. Sadly, the state of the industry, mass layoffs, obviously no one wants to see that. I mean, and I'm just wondering if you've got any thoughts on kind of this year and any maybe predictions or any reassurances that you might be able to give anyone. I mean, from my perspective, I certainly feel that things are slowly going to go in the right direction. I hope, but I think we all hope that, and I hope that most of the layoffs are done now. But I'm wondering if you got any thoughts on it or insight.
Yeah, last year was definitely difficult for a ton of people, and I think people like to think a new year is a reset and it's all going to start over. But we immediately saw January and February were just worse, if not,
brutal.
And I think we're still recovering from the pandemic as far as all of tech is, not just gaming, all of tech. Yeah. We see it. All the big tech firms have had massive layoffs, and it's just the over hiring and then just trying to fix that now. I don't think it's over yet. I think we have a little bit to go. You can still see everyone tightening their belts and worried about the industry and just kind of worried about, what is still left to happen. Like I said, all these games being released means everyone's attention is divided that much more, which means less money for any given person, good or bad. And the huge studios can kind of, the Fortnites, they can, while they even had layoffs, while Epic had layoffs, they set the status quo of like what's expected for gaming, what's expected for live service and release schedules, and no one can compete with that with those size studios. So we're in between in between a rock and a hard place right now in the industry, and I think 18 months, maybe a year, it'll start to turn around. But that it'll start to turn around once it's shaken out and more layoffs happen. I think there's going to be a break-even point where it's like, oh, okay, things are starting to feel like normal again. We're just kind of oversaturated, and it's definitely one of my fears. Like, I mentioned how secure and safe I feel at my studio, but there's a deep-seated fear in me of the industry as a whole. Just like, I feel secure, but who knows? Who knows at any point? What's going to happen? And that's part of the reason I left the industry in the past. I thankfully have never been part of like any mass layoffs, but it's just more secure in other industries at times. It feels more secure, I should say. And that's, that I think that'll always be a fear that I'm trying to get over. But I mean, that's where we are right now.